Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and it's Thursday Night Live. I am excited to be with you. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot of Gemini energy coming in at us, which we're going to talk all about. And then I'm going to pull some angel cards. I love my angel cards. I love that it gives us a deeper insight than to just kind of like what's here and what's now. And we're going to talk about a lot of energy that's coming to us. I am so excited. If you're here, make sure you check in and say hi. Let me know that you're here. And if you have any questions, definitely ask questions. Hey, Miss Gigi, we have a lot of information to cover, so I'm going to get started. And as people jump on, it's one of those, tell me hi, tell me where you're coming from, and then ask a question if you've got one, because Gemini energy is going to be different than what we've been in lately. So Gemini energy starts actually tomorrow, May 20th, and lasts until June 20th. Hi, Miss Lori. Gemini is ruled by the planet of Mercury. And so we have the planet of communication and the sign of communication. And it's going to be kind of a little mix up there. We're going to talk about this in a little bit, but it's one of those. Think about this. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in retrograde. So that's going to bring some turmoil a little bit to our communication, but we're going to talk about that. One of the things I will say is during Gemini season, I always notice this every year, people get really zingy with their comebacks. So it's one of those, you're going to see this all over the place. People that normally wouldn't have a comeback, come back. People that would normally have a good comeback, come back with a great comeback. So it's one of those, like everybody gets into the energy. Everybody kind of steps up and kind of like, where do we go? What's next? Always comebacks, always comments on something. So everybody's got to keep commenting. And a lot of times I have to just go, okay, we've commented 6 times to say goodbye. It's over. Okay. So, the other thing is you will notice even yourself, you'll even notice like other people around you starting to talk really fast. And it's because the planet of communication is in the sign of communication and is all going crazy. Hi, Miss Carmen. Hi, Miss Sandra. This is going to be really interesting. The other thing is Gemini season really kind of has an incredible connection to the Pleiades stars. And as our sun kind of gets into Gemini energy, we kind of go from that kind of very grounded energy that Taurus was, kind of like this grounded energy. And I heard so many people talking about like doing grounding meditations, doing other grounding activities, grounding with trees, laying on the grass, all kinds of stuff, really cool stuff. But when we move into Gemini, we kind of just really overthink things. We kind of go in our heads a lot. And sometimes during Gemini, I have to tell people, like, talk to me out here, because a lot of times, like, we're thinking so many thoughts that we actually forget that we're with other people. So it's kind of a really good one to kind of like, okay, we're still here. Gemini is all about like supporting communication and kind of really talking about like expressing our feelings, our thoughts, our ideas. Gemini season really take some time to really work on voicing things. And people that are normally not big voicers, that really don't talk a lot, are going to be like talking to you to be like, oh my gosh, where did this come from? And it's all about that Gemini energy. And I will tell you that really a lot of times during Gemini energy, we really turn, sometimes not so good, we turn into really bad listeners, because a lot of times we're not really listening to the story. We're talking, or in our heads, we're thinking about like, oh, since they said this, I can talk about this. Because they were talking about this accident, I can tell them about this accident I heard about. And it's one of those, it's kind of more like a one-upping, or I want to communicate as well. But a lot of times we're really not listening. So that's the bad part about this. During Gemini, people are going to feel highly social. You're going to see a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all of them kind of talking and chatting and communicating in ways that they really haven't in a while, or kind of like I've been on a hiatus from whatever, and now I'm coming back. So this is going to be a really great energy to kind of bring a lot of people around. And this is a great time to be really social. If you haven't been out and about or kind of reconnecting with other people, it's a really great thing to do. Let's see, like I said, connecting to other people, spending time with friends, taking time to kind of like communicate with other people, kind of get back in touch with people is really a great thing to do. And I would say that, Gemini is the sign of twins. And everybody will ask me that, like, do everybody who's a Gemini have two personalities? They really kind of do in a weird sort of way. And I don't mean like medically like schizophrenia or anything else. What I mean is they have two different personalities. And sometimes they're a different person at work than they are at home. Sometimes they're a different person with their friends than they are at work. So it's kind of like having like different personalities for different reasons. And a lot of times they kind of almost have like two separate lives. I had a really good friend who was a Gemini, and he had his friends and then he had his family, and he never mixed the two. Like literally, he would have friend lunches and have all of his friends over and that sort of thing. And then he would have family lunches and have all his family over, but he never put them together. It was always this separated energy. Always, this is my family side, this is my friend side, and they don't mix. And so that's kind of an interesting energy for most, because it really kind of highlights we really are more than one person, and the way we act with one set of friends may not be the way we act with other people as well. So this is kind of an interesting, Gemini energy really kind of enhances and enrich our lives, because we had Taurus energy. And like I said, it's very grounding, but we don't always get out and about or get really social. During Gemini energy, we usually are kind of like wanting to be with our friends, wanting to socialize, wanting to talk to other people, kind of spending more time out and about. So this is a great time to really have that come out. Let's see. I will say a lot of people during Gemini will kind of struggle with some different aspects of life, and it can be kind of creating that separation between one side of their life to the other. I don't want this family to mix with these people or whatever it is, or kind of like I don't want everybody together. And this is really because Gemini is an air sign. A lot of people are overthinking things, but it can also bring in some really great inspired ideas and light bulb moments and kind of ideas above your head, like bing, bing, bing. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to hear this. I'm ready to do all of this energy. That's a really great one. So this is a great time to kind of jot down all of those ideas and understand that energy a little bit more, and kind of research and kind of do the back work of what's going on, so you're ready to move forward in the energy and kind of allow that to kind of change what you've been thinking, or enhance what you've been doing, or kind of give you a little more insight. During Gemini season this year, because Mercury is in retrograde, we may feel a little foggy, a little out of focus, a little out of like, I'm not feeling the same way, or I'm not. Thank you, Carmen, the shorter hair. Yes. I have some videos about explaining like why I had to go shorter. But it's one of those, it was very traumatic because I haven't had my hair this short in a long time. So it's been quite a weird thing to have it this short, but I do think it's cute. I'm just getting used to it. This is like day 2. So I'm getting there. I'm getting more used to it. But let's go back. So Gemini season, we have Mercury in retrograde, and this can have us feeling a little foggy, of kind of like, I'm not sure what to do next, or I don't know where to put my energy next. I always think retrograde is all about the like review, reestablish, reconnect, research. All of those energies are really good to do. Maybe not necessarily stepping out the energy of doing it yet, but it's a great time to kind of do the background work, the researching, the reviewing. Should I do this? Should I do that? And because Mercury is in retrograde, we may also have some computer issues. Technology, it's not necessarily against you, but sometimes you can have a lot of technical issues or technical problems. So I often tell people, one of the secrets is to turn your computers off and on a lot. So you kind of reset the computer, your computer. It's a great thing to reset your phones as well. If you're having problems or issues, make sure that you're resetting them often, or turning them off for a period of time and then turning them back on. And this is a great way to kind of communicate easier. I will tell you, during Mercury in retrograde, it is nothing to be afraid of, because so many people are afraid of Mercury in retrograde. It is not anything to be afraid of. Yet I will tell you, the closer to face-to-face communication you are, the better off you're going to have communication. So if we're having a communication face-to-face, reboot. Yeah, reboot. If you're having face-to-face communication, we're less likely to have miscommunications, because I'll see your face like, it sounds like or looks like she's not understanding me, or she's not getting the gist of what I'm telling her. So I can keep explaining, or what word don't you understand, or how can I re-explain this to you a little bit differently than I have in the past. So this is a good thing. Now, if we're over the phone, we are not going to have that. I may hear a sound like, okay, what don't you understand? Now I can step forward in my own power and say, what is it that we can step forward into? What is it that you don't understand? Or what can I re-explain to you? When you start text messaging or emailing people, that's when you need to be really careful, because it's literally just written word. That's the crazy part. So when you just have the written word, so many times people can misunderstand, and then they get all crazy and they're like, I thought you meant this, and I thought, so the closer to face-to-face communication you are, the better off you're going to be. The further away from face-to-face communication, the worse off you're going to be. And I've already been dealing with clients with communication issues with husband and wives and boyfriend and girlfriends and coworkers and all kinds of stuff. So this is a great time to really reiterate that. The closer to face-to-face communication you are, the better you're going to have communication with that person. One of the things that really happens during, especially Mercury in retrograde, is kind of our universe kind of takes a pause for a little bit of kind of like, stop pushing your energy. What is it that we can reset? What can we change or upgrade? So when Mercury gets out of retrograde, we can change this. And it's going to be really strong because, like I said, Mercury is the ruling planet for Gemini. So that's going to be coming up a lot and kind of allowing us to kind of look at things a little bit differently. Make sure that you are not signing any contracts or anything like that during this time frame. Those are usually better to push off until afterwards. Even if it's in post shadow energy, it's a little bit better than having it in full retrograde. Let's see. Don't get trapped in the details. Geminis love little details and the little bitty minute little details of things. And sometimes that can be harsh or kind of hard on us. So make sure you kind of pull away from that a little bit. And you're going to see, like I said, intensification of social media. And this is going to come in with people slamming other people talking bad and kind of like making comments and stuff like that. Like, I misunderstood what you said. So you're going to see an explosion of that for the next like 30 days. And it's going to kind of come in, and then it'll have its apex and then whoosh, come back out. So make sure that you are really listening to this, and you're really kind of like, okay, if someone takes it personal, it may not be personal to you. It could just be they're having a bad day, and let it go. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. Let's see. The other one is a lot of travel issues. I had a client that had to travel this weekend, and I told her, make sure you pack some extra snacks and take your time. And because of Mercury in retrograde, she got through okay, and she only had a couple hour layover, but travel plans can get rebooted and reestablished. And so that's something to kind of be aware of. When you have travel plans, make sure that you're not like running off the plane and running to your next event. Make sure that you have plenty of time to get there, get changed or whatever else, and move into the next event. This is a really important one. The other one is we have in the middle of our Gemini season, we have right at the end, we have our reminder for our summer solstice. And this comes up to kind of remind us that things are renewing, coming in strong. Around here in Houston area, everything is blooming, and we've got so many flowers and that sort of thing. So it's kind of just a great energy of kind of the new stuff, that summer solstice of kind of like this spring kind of like, oh my gosh, it feels so great. I know a lot of times people will have some power struggles, especially with Gemini and our moon. We have a new moon in the sign of Gemini on May 30th, and this will add a lot of power struggles to the communication, and could also bring in a lot of confusion of who's the boss and who's going to be the leader and who's going to be the follower, and all of those power struggles coming in. There are going to be loads of opportunity for people to kind of be social, so be very careful about that, and be careful what you choose to share with other people. That's going to come in really fast for us. We also have a super moon on June 14th, and we have a Sagittarius super moon, and that's going to be illuminating a lot of energy for us. A really great time to do a great full moon meditation and kind of clear some energy. But Gemini season will come to close on either June 20th or 21st, depending on where you're at, and experiencing that really powerful summer solstice coming in. So this is kind of some energies that we're really dealing with at this time. So let's talk about kind of some of the planetary stuff that's going on. So tomorrow, May 20th, we have our sun entering the sign of Gemini for the next 4 weeks. Our focus shifts from kind of playing work to play, and kind of being very witty and kind of like I said, kind of those zingers coming out. And this is a great time to visit with friends and chat and kind of redo your friendships a little bit. On the 21st, we have our sun in Gemini conjunct Mercury in Gemini. This is going to be a kind of, it could be a very great day to kind of socialize with other people. But I will also tell you, because of Mercury going into retrograde, there's going to be some awkwardness. So you may get to that point where you're like, this is really awkward for people. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as you work through this energy. On May 22nd, we have Mercury in retrograde entering the sign of Taurus. And this is the second time this year that we've had our Mercury going into retrograde in Taurus, and it's going to feel even slower because we've kind of had that like zing of Gemini energy, and now we're going to be kind of like going back into that really grounding Taurus energy. So it's going to feel like, oh my gosh, we're barely moving. Difficult time to make really big decisions. A lot of people being inflexible in situations of like, I'm not doing that no matter what. So you're going to feel that really hard to stick energy. This is going to be very frustrating for most people, feeling very stuck for the next couple of weeks, but it's not going to last forever. On May 22nd, we have Mars entering the sign of Pisces, sextile Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. This is a really goal-oriented aspect of kind of like really pushing like our career and where we want to go kind of. And because we're in retrograde still, this is a great time to kind of like rethink things. Is there something else I need to do or add or reboot in that energy? Kind of like, what else do we need to do? And this is going to give us some stamina. Because Mars is all about action, it's going to give us a little bit more zing in our step, kind of instead of feeling that Taurus energy with Mercury. And I will tell you that this is going to be kind of overwhelming, but kind of write down your goals. What do you want to goal change, or what do you want to modify in your goal area? What else do you want to do? Let's see, on May 23rd, we have our sun in Gemini sextile Jupiter in Aries. I did a whole video on Jupiter in Aries, and it hopefully explains a lot about Jupiter in Aries, because this aspect is probably one of the ones that are going to define our 2022 year more than any other aspect that we're dealing with. So if you haven't watched that one, that one's a great one to do. That's a great one to kind of like, wow, this is where we need to be with this energy. This is going to be... the 23rd is going to be a very lucky, kind of very positive day, positive energy day. This is kind of some days that you may want to really write down your goals or what you want to do, or starting new projects, kind of like thinking about them first. Like, what are the things I need to do to kind of get into order with this? And travel may not be as stuck on the 23rd as it is on some of the other days, just FYI kind of thing. Let's see. May 23rd, we have Mercury in Taurus, sextile Mars in Pisces. And this is a good day to get things honest with communication, that Mars action energy, and then Mercury in Taurus is going to kind of really want to push that being grounded, being know where you want to go, kind of pushing that energy of what's coming up next for you. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Let me know. I've been studying this one. This one's a really strong aspect for a lot of people. So I've been doing a lot of extra study. Let's see. May 24th, Mars enters the sign of Aries. And Mars is ruled by Aries. And so this is going to be right at home. It's going to kick up some fiery energy. It's going to give us a major power boost. And I guarantee you, people are going to step into their courage like nothing else. You are going to see people standing up, standing for what they believe in more than anything else. And this is going to be for the next 6 weeks. And this is going to be very action oriented, because that Mars energy is all about action. And then Aries is all about the truth in action. So people are going to be talking about things. People are going to be ready to fight or argue about things. And this is going to be kind of like that energy of we're really requiring the truth. We're really requiring things to amp up. Ooh, that was some good water. So this is really coming in next for us. And there's going to be a lot of people kind of putting all their cards on the table of kind of like winner take all, kind of like I'm ready to put it all out on the line and what's coming up next for me. You're going to see that more, I would say, in a political arena than anything else. And it could be in boardrooms as well. So that's going to be a really interesting one for people to understand. Let's go. On May 24th, we have Vesta enters the sign of Pisces. Vesta is an asteroid, but it really affects a lot of us. This is really going to be one where we're going to really feel kind of like stepping out of our own comfort zone and helping other people. You're going to see a lot of that. And I guarantee you, because we still have Gemini energy, people are going to be doing that on social media and kind of stepping out in that energy more and more of like, I wanted to help someone, but they're going to be videotaping it the whole time. So kind of like, I want to step out into that energy. On May 25th, we have Mercury in the sign of Taurus, trine Pluto in Capricorn. This is a day that will kind of really be looking for the truth. And I also have felt for a while that kind of like this end of May, beginning of June timeframe, we are going to have a lot of political secrets because of Gemini's energy of communication and kind of this Pluto aspect. Sorry. You're going to see a lot of under stuff current kind of coming up and popping up, telling the truth. So you may have some people like, now I know the truth. Now this is what I want to say, kind of really. And it could be political wise, but it could also be company wide, big companies as well. You're going to see this energy pop up in. This is going to be really a very temperamental couple of days with this Venus in Aries and square Pluto in Capricorn. Tempers are going to run hot. People are going to be kind of like getting under the skin. And you're going to see a lot of people that have been kind of manipulating things in the background, or I want this aspect or whatever else. Even if it's in relationships, you're going to see that coming forward and pushing that energy a lot. So you're going to see that really coming in strong. May 28th, we have Venus entering the sign of Taurus. And this is one of its ruling planets. And we have Venus, the planet of love, kind of entering the planet of being steady. So you're going to have a lot of people kind of getting stronger in their relationships, kind of pushing that energy for the next 4 weeks. We're there. This is also going to be affecting our money. Cha-ching. We're going to have that coming in. Matters of being... So Carmen is asking, my daughter's thinking about putting her house up for sale. Is there a good time for that? I would, if she hasn't already done it, I would wait until after June 10th, but I would not wait too long after June 10th. And this is a great time to kind of redo her house. So if there's anything that, we need to kind of touch up the paint here or change a couple of things or put things away so things look nice, clean, and neat. This is the time to get it done. So when it hits the market, it's going to sell fairly fast. So make sure that she's got that energy ready to go right away. Let's go back 1 second. We were in Venus in the sign of Taurus. So, and that's going to be a really good time. Like I said, right at the very end of this sign is going to be for the next 6 weeks. In Venus in Taurus. And so when Mercury comes out of retrograde, that's the great time to put it on the market, put the sign in the yard. It's going to go. Let's see, this is going to bring up a lot of patience and romance for people. This is going to be kind of a very positive aspect, kind of a lot of love coming out, and you're going to see a lot of friends kind of making things work. You're going to see a lot of relationships that were about to fall apart kind of coming back in together. Next, on May 29th, we have Mars in sign of Aries, conjunct Jupiter in Aries. This is going to be intense. This is be the day that I'd be like, let's stay in bed and not go anywhere. You're going to have a lot of inner warriors, kind of like that warrior goddess, warrior people coming out like, oh my gosh, we're ready to fight. Kind of really changing goals and kind of where do I want to go with this, and kind of changing maybe even alliances coming in at this. Tempers will need to be kept in check, because this is going to be one that's going to be a little crazy. And then, like I said earlier, we have our new moon in the sign of Gemini. And this new moon is in Gemini is going to be ideal times for kind of like hanging out with family and friends and neighbors and having a great chat and kind of catching up with what's going on with people. This is going to be a great time to kind of do that socially. Okay, let's pull some angel cards and get us some more insight. So our first one, here we go. We got like 3 popping at the same time. This one is all about new beginnings. And I feel like this is more talking about that new moon in the sign of Gemini, and all about the new aspects, new stuff coming in. And then as soon as June 10th happens and we get Mercury out of retrograde, it's like, it's time to go. It's going to be time to like, let's run, let's go, go, go. Let's get this energy moving. A lot of people are going to be feeling that aspect of it's time to go now. Abundance. Like I said, this one is going to be affecting our money more than anything else. And especially since we just had our eclipse just a couple of days ago, that energy had a lot to do with our money and how we relate to money and how we talk about money and how we want money to be related to. So there's a lot of people changing like how they are dealing with their money right now. And I know gas prices are really high. Everybody's talking about that. That's just part of this. That's one part of all of this. The next one is self-acceptance. This is going to be a great time because all of us in the sign of Gemini really have 2 personalities. We're not always the same person. We're not always 100% outgoing all the time, or we're not introverted all the time. We have different aspects of it, and you're going to see people kind of switching from one aspect to another, kind of like from the extrovert to the introvert, from the introvert to the extrovert, kind of back and forth. So this is going to be a great time for that to kind of push forward and kind of changing who they are. This one is all about truth and inspiration. And I'm really drawn to the kind of the inspiration part. Like I said, this is a great time to be looking for ideas, kind of let your fingers do the walking on the internet of doing some research. How did someone else do this? Watching videos, kind of taking kind of time to kind of like, oh, these are the notes, or this is what I would like to do. Once Mercury's out of retrograde, this is going to be a great one to kind of change some energy around us. So this is going to be a great one to really push some new energy that we haven't had before, and some new energy kind of moving into some aspects that we've been kind of waiting for. This is going to be really cool. Playfulness. And I kind of feel like this comes in about our summer solstice on June 21st, right at the end of Gemini season. This is all about being playful. This is a great time. I know so many people have not taken a vacation, so take some vacation time, kind of allow that energy to kind of wash over you and kind of change things around you, and make sure that you take some time off. So many people that I know have not taken any time off in the last 2 to 3 years, and this is the year to do it. You've got to take some time for yourself. Retreat. That's what we're talking about, taking some time for yourself. This is a great time to allow that energy to come in, to really make some changes in what's going on. This is going to make a big difference for us. It is really going to make a big difference in how we deal with other people around us. Our next one is all about forgiveness. I will feel like this really comes in to talk about like Taurus in the kind of Mercury moving back into the sign of Taurus. We're going to kind of feel stuck again. And sometimes that can bring up some kind of like, I need to be forgiving to myself, or kind of forgiving to someone else if they're not moving at the pace I think they should be. So that's something really important to kind of understand. Not everybody moves at the same pace, because where those planets are in our birth chart can really make a difference when we're dealing with business or work or friends and family. So it's going to change a lot of things. our very last one about friendships. Like I said, this is a great time to reconnect with friends that we haven't really been around. If that's a phone call or getting together or doing dinner or whatever it is, make sure that you're doing that, kind of stepping out in this Gemini energy and allowing that friendship to kind of rekindle itself and kind of really push this amazing energy into upgrading what we want to bring into our lives. I thank y'all so much for joining me tonight, and I know that we'll be talking again soon. We are going to have a great Gemini season. I will not be on next week. Next week is my anniversary, so next Thursday I'm not going to be on. My husband and I are going out of town. I'm so excited. So I will not be on next Thursday. I will be on the following Thursday. I thank y'all so much for joining me tonight, and I know that we'll be talking again soon. Good night.